So this is my brand new pantry. I've been working on this for months. Several items that I wanted were on back order. That's one of the reasons why it took so long. But to be honest with you, my pantry was a hot mess, and it took me a long time to figure out how I wanted things organized, what kind of organizational equipment that I needed to get the job done. And even though it took me a long time, I'm really happy with how it came out. So this is an image of, well, it's actually 3 images of the pantry. I wasn't able to get a shot of the entire pantry all with the doors and the pantry just because of the angle that it is in my house. So I took a shot of the whole pantry, and then the 2 shots on the sides are how I have my spices organized on the doors. We put some lighting in there that is kind of reflective on the camera, but it actually lights it up really well. Eric installed that for me, and I'll show you how what he did. So let's take a look at what's in here.
So what I did is I put in a light switch and a shop light because the hall light, ambient light, was very dim. So we put in a 4500 lumen LED light, as you can see right now, and it's controlled by a door switch. It's similar to how a refrigerator works. The light switch is meant to control 1 light bulb, but that wouldn't be very bright. It's only rated at 60 watts. So what I did was I put a little insert that turns it into an outlet. Now I can plug anything into it, including this light that only pulls maybe 40 watts. So that 40 watts is 10 times brighter than any compact fluorescent or incandescent light bulb that I could have put in there.
Don't tell Eric, but I like to play with this now. It's really nice. The light comes on when you open the door, and it's really dark without that. So the light really adds a lot to the pantry, and it's a lot of fun to keep opening the door. So I have a little sign up here that says "Believe and it can be done," hoping it gives me some motivation when I don't feel as confident about making something. That happens frequently. So behind it I have some items that I don't use a lot on a regular basis. Pancake mix, my pretzel salt, my arborio rice. Then over here on the corner I have some little wine bottles so I don't have to open up a full bottle. On this second row I bought some Lazy Susans at Bed Bath & Beyond. They were about $15 a piece, so they weren't too expensive. But I really think that it makes things a lot more accessible. So here I have my honey and my maple syrup. Also back there I have some nutritional yeast. I use that because it gives it sort of a dairy kind of flavor. I have some tempura batter mix. I also have plain breadcrumbs, and this is another box of tempura batter. Here is my molasses. I also have some golden cane syrup, my Grand Marnier. I always have a bottle of that. Some more breadcrumbs. I usually buy plain, and I also have panko. And I also have some almonds. And I have this jet puff. I'm making a recipe for Eric, a certain kind of cake. Over on this one, I have some grits. Yes, they are quick cooking. Some applesauce, some syrup. In here, I have my teas. I also have a couple boxes of tea on the side that I haven't opened yet. And here is some soy sauce, some other sauces, chili sauce, sweet and sour, hoisin. I have some more hoisin back there. Stir-fry sauce. Also I have some raisins and some Thousand Island dressing. Oh, back here I have a little barbecue sauce. onto shelf 2. Artichoke hearts, we have some sriracha, we have our vinegars over here. I have my Worcestershire sauce. And I got these things, they hold your can. So I have my tomatoes, my fire roasted green chilies. I have refried beans, the spaghetti sauce, we love this kind. Some chipotle and adobo. We have pinto beans, which are my favorite. It's, pizza sauce, and we have some canned tomatoes. These are kind of big. They're kind of hard to get in and out of there, but you can get them in and out of there. So the next can thing we have some fire roasted peppers. I have some cream of coconut and some coconut milk under there. Here I have rotel. I always have plenty of rotel. Garbanzo beans. Eric actually puts some of those in his smoothie. This one is backwards. We have some canned fruit. We have a lot of canned pumpkin. I sort of went crazy over Thanksgiving with that. And some canned vegetables. And back there, for some reason, I have some popcorn. So here I keep our sugars, our powdered sugar, our raw sugar, which is turbinado, or sugar in the raw. I have brown sugar, of course, and regular sugar. And I keep my flours in these bins, all-purpose and bread flour. And my other flours I keep in the back. So I have wheat flour. I have 00 and more bread flour. I have pastry flour. I have several bags of that. I also have gluten for wheat breads, and back there I have some self-rising flour. Right here I have more pastry flour and cake flour. So I buy a lot of pasta for some reason. I have them down here in these dollar store containers, and I label them with a chalkboard label, as with every other thing. These are the only things I really bought at the dollar store. So this is penne pasta. I have a whole bunch of it. And I have containers in the back behind them. So we have some shells. We have a lot of different kinds of pasta in here. I've got egg noodles, small shells. Here's some leftover egg noodles that I didn't use the whole package. We have spaghetti, fettuccine, angel hair back here. In here I have different kinds of macaroni. I have bow tie. I bought these because I thought they were kind of neat. I kind of like the color of them, their little bow tie. Lots of spiral pastas. We have some rice noodles. We have different kinds of pasta. This is from Italy. It is bucatini, some fettuccine. Over here I have some elbow macaroni. I also have this. I thought this was kind of interesting. It kind of looks like fettuccine. So down here I bought some slide outs so it would make it easier to access things. In here I have my baking stuff. So I have dry milk. I have a lot of chocolate. Eric likes chocolate cake. And I mainly keep my baking stuff in here. So I have chocolate chips. In here I also have some food coloring for frosting. And I also have back here, I have some yeast. This is instant yeast, but I use both instant and active dry. This slides out. I was waiting for this. It was on back order, and I really wanted this because it would slide out easy. So down here I have dried chickpeas, pinto beans. I have cornmeal. I have croutons, which I'm almost out of. I have long grain rice. I had Calrose in there. And I have some semolina flour. I also have some taco shells. And I have my pectin and some marshmallows. In here, I have some more pasta, believe it or not. Yeah, and I also have some rice. That's parboiled rice. I wanted to try it. So here are my spices, and I bought these over-the-door holders that are great for mason jars. I will give you a price breakdown of all this stuff. So I have 2 of them, and they hang on the back of the doors, and it gives me a lot of room for spices, and I actually have room for a little bit of expansion. So we have rosemary, French thyme, tarragon, parsley, and basil, paprika, cinnamon. This is chili powder, Mexican oregano, and Italian seasoning. Cajun, fajita, one of my favorites, ground chipotle, mystery rub. I actually don't know what's in this. It's rub of some sort. Green chili powder, more chili powder, different kind, and another kind. This is from Penzeys. It's chili 3000. This is cayenne pepper and Mitchell steak seasoning from Penzeys. We have apple pie spice, ground nutmeg, pumpkin pie spice, and allspice. I have room at top to add some additional bottles. And I have additional on top of here. So we have gumbo, dry mustard, granulated onion, arrowroot, not totally in order, and this, I don't know what that is. Cumin, granulated garlic, bay, pink salt, mulling spices, cinnamon sticks, nutmeg, and turmeric, as well as garam masala and some curries and some ginger. So I want to give you guys a breakdown best I can as to price. I can tell you that this was not your dollar store under $100 pantry makeover. This pantry, though, didn't cost me a significant amount of money. So this is a closet that's located off of my kitchen near my laundry room. So we started off with the basic shelving unit. This is a Seville Classics. I'll put a link to everything that I can in the description. I think The shelving unit is the same that we use in the pan room. It is about around $100. These door units came from Amazon. They were $25 a piece, so they were about $50 for the two. The mason jars I bought as sets. I'll put links in the description. I bought both Quart and Pint, depending on what I wanted to put in there in terms of large and small spices. The Lazy Susans I got at Bed Bath & Beyond. They were $15 a piece, but I can link them in the description. The can organizers are DecoBros. They're about $35 a piece. I have two of them. Those are dollar store buckets that I have all the pasta in. Our containers are from Cambro. The containers that I have the sugar in are from Lock & Lock. They don't make them anymore, but I'm sure there's something similar out there. The big drawer that I have, the single pull-out drawer, that is a Seville Classics. That is about $30 or so on Amazon, as well as the smaller two-tier drawer things are about in the $20 area on Amazon. So I think the total price of this was about $300 to $400. I understand that that is a significant cost all at once, but I did this over probably 3 months. It took me a while to plan out how I wanted it and put in the lighting and all that fun stuff. So one of the piece of advice that I can give you when you're trying to tackle pantry reorganization is first start with your space. Start with the space, start with the lighting, and start with the shelving. I don't keep a pantry that's stuffed full of stuff anymore. I've done that in the past, and you saw the picture at the beginning of this video. I absolutely could not find anything in my old pantry. And it just kept getting worse because I couldn't find anything. And when I wanted to cook something, I couldn't find it. So I would go and I would buy it again. And that just kept leading to more and more problems. I know there are people out there that like to do a lot of food storage. Personally, for me, I feel like I wasted so much stuff in my pantry. You should have seen all the stuff that I threw away in this process because it was expired. It was, it was just a nightmare. And I wanted to get that all out and I wanted to start fresh and new. So my feeling about this is a working pantry. This is not food storage. This is something that I will have the basics in. I will go to the store and I will refill those basics, but I'm not, stuffing it full of a bunch of stuff anymore. I'm not going to do that again. Some of the advice that I can give you if you want to start a pantry project is think of your space, think of your shelving, think of the kinds of things that you want to use on a regular basis, not the stuff that you would buy for specific dishes, but what you want to use on a regular basis that you want to have on hand on a regular basis. Obviously, flours, sugars, pasta, beans, tomatoes, vinegars, oils. I keep my oils in the kitchen. Spices, all that kind of stuff you want to have in your pantry. Secondly, think of the overall design in terms of the colors. I wanted to keep my colors somewhat the same, and I was driven by those containers that I have that are Lock & Lock that I had my sugar in because I wanted to keep those. So I knew I wanted to keep with that color. I probably may have gone with a different color, I don't know, but those storage containers I wanted to keep, so I wanted to keep it that color. So the things that I tried to buy, the containers at the dollar store matched those. So I sort of went with a stainless steel, black, and that green color as my color scheme. If you keep your color scheme in terms of your storage containers and everything the same, you'll enjoy the results a little bit more. Try using those chalkboard labels. I'll put a link in the description for those. They come with a little pen that you could write with them, and they worked pretty good. So guys, I'm officially lifting the warning. You don't have to enter my pantry at your own risk. My pantry is fully organized. You can find what you need, and it's a cook's pantry. So thank you for joining me on my pantry reorganization. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or shoot me a message. If you like this video, please subscribe below. Leave me a comment, a like. Visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook at Amy Learns to Cook. And I'm also on Instagram at Cookin' with Amy.